Hi, guys. So here we are. We are Wednesday, hump day, Diane's day before her off day, whatever you want to call it. It's a great day. Um, so yeah, how was your day? I hope it was amazing. Mine was like made to be packed, and then I had a cancellation, and then this light's just gonna drive me insane. I don't know what it is, y'all. The sun is just crazy in this room. But whatever. 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 So it was made to be busy. I had back to back to back basically, and then my first client canceled. My second client was just forever long, but it was a new intake, so that normally takes longer. And then my third client was like, I can only be here for so long. I'm like, okay, whatever. Um, but then I had to deal with some stuff with a client, and it's just been, sorry, my phone just did an update, and obviously it came back on, and it's being loud nosy here. So there you go. Sorry about that. So yeah, it was just meant to be a busy day, and it was busy. Don't get me wrong. I had plenty to do, but it wasn't stressful. And I love those days where I just stay busy, but it's not a hard day. Nothing better than that. Um, yeah, plants a light. Do you see this? And I have the curtains closed. Hold on. Time's out, people. Yay, now I don't have the lines. That's good. So yeah, it was just a busy day, but it wasn't busy. It was a good day. Like, I don't know, I talked to a client today that I related to more than I ever thought I would, and kind of what we're going to talk about today. Like, I don't know, I have people of all ages that probably watch this, and I am so glad that I do. So, if something offends you, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but a client today is just like, I'm over people, I'm over society, I'm over life, I'm over COVID, I'm over everything. Like, he's just tired of all the rat race of what it is, and he's able to verbalize it because he feels it, and he doesn't like it, and I don't blame him. It's like he said, when he was growing up, there were ethics and there were values and there were morals, and people just treated people right. And you just don't get that today. You don't get the same thing today that you had 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's just, there's no way to get that same effect back. We were talking about parenting and how it's hard because, kids just seem to have lost the respect factor. Like, they want to be grown and treat parents crappy, and we see it all the time where when in the line of work I do. Um, but it's like I was telling him, I'm like, thankfully my mom never had to, but my mom wouldn't have allowed half the stuff that is allowed today from kids. But she wouldn't have allowed it, and she would have got onto us, but she wouldn't have been considered abusive. Like, just the times have changed so much. Now everybody gets an award for, like, hey, yay, you tried. And even if all they're trying was the showing up, they still get an award. And it didn't used to be that way. If I didn't pass an art competition or whatever, I didn't pass. If I didn't win, I didn't win. We didn't get a medal for putting our stuff in. We really had to work for that. And I get the reasoning behind it. They think that you need to build everybody up, don't put anybody down. And I get that. But there used to be a way that we were okay saying you got second place or you got third place versus, look, you got an award just like everybody else. Um, I'm sure there were people that lived through abuse back then. I'm sure bad things happened, and I'm sure things were reported that I never knew about. And I'm sure of this because I remember a time that my mom and my stepdad did foster parenting. And so had kids that were in the systems. And I know that some of that dynamic wasn't great, but it's different today. Like, it's completely different today. And you see kids today, and the whole the whole process is just, it's all different. And I don't know. I want to say that it probably starts with the average of um, the average age probably about 30, 32. Everybody from there on was raised differently. Am I saying they're bad? Heck no. There is good apples, there's good people, there's good teenagers, there's good, people in their 20s. I'm not saying anybody's bad. They were just raised differently. And into that being none of their own fault. I'm not saying that that's bad, but it's all different. Now I can remember when I was young and I heard, when I was your age, I used to climb uphill in the snow and the rain. I heard that too, and I was like, what? But if you think about it, kids that are 40 years from the future, when my grandbaby gets 40, she's going to be like, well, when I was born, your grandmother had to, drive a car. Now you're flying cars. Just everything changes. And it's so crazy to me that not all changes are good. I'm not saying they are. Not all changes are bad. I'm not saying they are with that either. It's just change. And by gosh, this guy came in today and he was done with it. He's like, I'm just tired of the chaos and the ugliness and the bitterness in the world. And I think that I'm supposed to have seen something great this last year and a half because everybody says COVID changed people. And he said, I just don't know that I see that. And I'm like, wow. He A lot of people have changed. I'm not saying that they haven't, but there's still those that we've been more at war about whether we take a COVID shot or whether we don't, whether we wear a mask or whether we don't. There's still so much chaos in it. Instead of being like, you know what, it is what it is. So I felt his conversation today, and it resonated in me because I was like, I think he's right. I think there's been a lot of change through times, and I know that from this point forward, there's going to be a lot more changes. Change is not going to stop. It's just like we talked about COVID. COVID's here. COVID is here. COVID is part of our life. It's not going to go away tomorrow. I mean, think about it years and years ago. Polio vaccines so that people didn't catch polio. That was one. Flu vaccines so that people didn't catch the flu. That was one. Those are all times where something came into our lives and was so dramatic, but they gave us a vaccine to help us with it. And now it's such a controversial thing. It's so controversial. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, everything changes, and I get it. There's a reason for change. I get it. But what I don't get is why people lose the sense of who they are. Like, where did our respect go? Where did our joy for life go? Where did well, it's been hard and challenging, but I'm going to persevere go? Like, where did that all go? Where did we lose those people? Um, because it would be behooving of me to know what created that change, you know? Um, like, I have a friend, and their child literally spit on the floor, and they tried to clean it up, and their significant other came in and was like, "Oh, no, no, no. You clean that up. That's you clean that. He didn't mean to spit on the floor." Oof. That's a husband and wife, why are they disagreeing with something so basic when one's just trying to teach a way of life, like clean up after yourself, and the other is just babying, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. But that's a true story. Like that's really happened to people. And I'm telling you, if I would have spit on my mom's floor, first of all, I would have never done it. Why? Because why? Like, why spit on the floor? Second of all, my mom would have made me clean it up. She would have made me reach down and clean it up. There's no reason I shouldn't have cleaned it up, right? Yeah. So yeah, there you have it. So I think what we need to take from this is we need to take these things that are change. We need to take the things that we're not used to, or we're not accommodating to, or we're not, accustomed to, and we need to think about how we can persevere through, what we can do with our life to do what we need to do to push on through and persevere without getting into this downward rut where you're like, it's depressing, because it is depressing if you step back and think of it. But what can we do to persevere? What can we do to make a change? What can we personally do? And I think we have to hold ourselves accountable for that. And, maybe have a buddy system if you have a friend or family that you can hang out with that, is positive for you in that way. We definitely need to find a way to persevere and just continue going through life knowing there's change and accepting the change that we want to change. And then if it's not something that fits into regulation with the way you think or believe, just let it go. You don't have to respond. You don't have to be hateful. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be ugly. Say nothing at all. Why? Because there's no reason. That's your life you're trying to push through. And whatever's happening doesn't really have to do with you. So do you, persevere, do well, enjoy life. Because I think that, like I said, I think we have years and years and years of change coming. I'm just almost sure there'll be flying cars before too long. And I definitely won't agree with that because there's no control over that. And I'm over flying over people. But, 40, 50, 60 years ago, they had horse and buggy. And those people adapted, they became to cars. So I can only hope that I'll be able to go to, flying cars when that happens. Or maybe I'll be too old and I won't have a license that I can drive. I don't know. But I'm sure that I'm going to make way to adapt to what I need to adapt to. Just like I've always done. I can complain about how there's been change, but in reality, I can't change anything of that nature. That, I can't change the way that people are. I can't change the way that the system is and the way that people work, but I can change how I handle that. And I can change how I respond to it. And I can focus on being better for me and improving my life. So there you go. You can only control what is in your control, and anything that is not you doing it is not in your control generally. That's just how it is. So, guys, I was just talking to William and I realized that we're going to be like leaving for Vegas in a week and a half. Yay! That's like a whole, I think we figured it up, 8 nights. We're going to be on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we come home Sunday. So, yeah, 8 nights. And we come home on the ninth day. So, we are uber excited about that. So, like I said, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how I'm going to do videos. I don't know if I'm going to do videos. I don't know if I'm going to take a little vacay. I don't know if I'm going to talk to you just once or twice that week. But whatever it is, know that it's just because I'm out there living life and enjoying. Um, so yeah, that's our plans. We're leaving in a few days, a week and a half, and it'll be great. So, for now, I just want to say thank you guys again for listening and being there. Just remember to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you again. Bye, guys. Don't you see I'm shining? 'Cause when I don't you see I'm shining?